that's an assumption that I'm completely scatterbrained. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. So today's video, I'm going to be doing the assumptions tag, which is kind of old, and I kind of got my answers a little while ago, but you know how it is. So I was very excited to do this. I did read them and heart them, but that was a while ago, so I honestly have no idea, and I don't remember what those assumptions were, so we're going to find out. And I figured I would do it as I get ready with me, because it's always a heck of a lot more interesting, like doing something, at least for me too, and maybe for you guys watching, like putting on your makeup while you're talking. Do you know what I mean? So I just have to say, today's a weird day. It is the most indecisive day for me. I couldn't freaking decide which cup of coffee mug, see, I can't even speak, what coffee mug to grab. Never mind pulling out what makeup I wanted to use. So I kind of grabbed like a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't know, I was like, do I want to use this? Do I use this? It's a weird day. It's an indecisive day. Have you ever had those days where your brain just can't function and grasp onto a concept? Anyway, maybe that's an assumption that I'm completely scatterbrained. We're gonna find out. The only thing I put on my face was my serum because I wanted to soak in before I went in with my moisturizer. So I'm really not going to be talking too much about everything, but I'm just using my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream as a moisturizer. There's not a lot of it left. This is it. And I just finished that up, so I have to actually go in with my Glow Recipe watermelon moisturizer, and I have to mix it because I ran out of it. So let's get into the first assumption. Even my mirror's not looking right to me today. What is going on? Okay, so Cat Blue says, I always assumed you were a scientist or a science teacher. Cue song Weird Science. Who remembers that movie? That was such a good movie. Well, thank you, Cat. I really appreciate that assumption, because that means you value the knowledge that I'm giving. I'm actually not a science teacher, I'm a music teacher. I work with a lot of science teachers, and so yes, I do pick their brains on the daily for information about, especially about when it comes to skincare, molecular structure of certain things and their ability to do certain things. But most of my information comes from my own research. Not just Googling, but a lot of scientific journals. You can find various information. Also, we do have a library at school, obviously. So that's where I get my information from. But again, thank you. And thank you to all of you who did leave assumptions. It really means a lot to me and makes me feel special. Thank you. Put my new Kapari Under Eye Balm, the Starry Eye Balm, underneath my eyes because it is so moisturizing. We go with my Smashbox Primerizer. Then for a little bit of pore smoothing, I'm using my Clarins Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch. They don't call it a primer, but that's what it is, and it really smooths out not only your pores but your wrinkles. I love this, and it's never talked about because no one's paying them. Okay, so let's get on to the next assumption. Kathy says that I assume even though you take the serious things in life seriously, that you have a great sense of humor. Kathy Stevens knows me quite well, and I've never met the woman, but we do email and speak outside of YouTube, so we've gotten to know each other. And yeah, you're pretty correct. I haven't used this foundation in a long time. I don't even remember if I like it. It's Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. She's a little bit light for me at the moment, so I may mix it. I'm gonna mix it with a teeny bit of my Josie Maran Argan Oil Foundation in a color that's way too dark. Will be just enough, you know? So yes, I do take things in life very, very seriously. My life is filled with stress and more responsibilities. I mean, I know everybody has their responsibilities. I have a lot of responsibilities, and they come first. But I've also, given my illness and given just the things that I've learned throughout my life, that you have to be able to laugh. You have to laugh not only at yourself, but at the circumstances and the things that happen. Because I find if you don't laugh at yourself, you'll cry. And while that may get out, and I cry, believe me, but while that may get out some frustration and give you a little bit of relief, in the end it serves no purpose except just to give you some stress relief. There are certain things that you just have to say, oh well, that's life, and you have to laugh it off. And so I've developed a good sense of humor in making light out of things and just saying, wow, that's an interesting one, huh? I'd say that I wasn't always that way. I used to not be able to laugh at things and not be able to just pass things off as an oh well. But I learned, and I know not everybody can do it, but I learned how to. And it makes me have a much less stressful life, just being able to take care of your responsibilities, but at the same time also enjoy your life. Do you know what I mean? This foundation is bad. I said I think it's a little bit pale for me. At least it looks that way on camera. In person, it's not so bad. I mean, because it does, I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. My hair is super annoying right now. I'm going to go put it up. Hey, who else gets foundation in the hairline all the time? I'm just going to use my Born This Way, what are you? Multi-use sculpting concealer. And it's looking kind of dark on me because of my light foundation. But that's alright. This is going to be shocking. I'm not going anywhere. Huh? Let's see what else we got here. Amanda says, I assume you are a cat person rather than a dog person. Well, Amanda, you're right in one aspect that I do have kitty cats. But I grew up with dogs. I had dogs for 17 years. And I love them. I actually love all animals. And I actually like animals better than people. I love all animals. There's not an animal that I don't like. And the only reason I really have cats is because they're much easier to care for than a dog. It's not fair. I can't have a dog because I'm not home enough and my parents can't walk the dog. So you have to be home for a dog, or you have to, dogs require a lot more care. Cats are a little bit more independent, that I can leave them food, and of course my parents can feed them. They have their litter box, and they just require a little bit less care. And I don't want to say that in the wrong way, but if you have, if you have a dog or you have a cat, you know that you have to walk your dog, and dogs need a lot more. And it wouldn't be fair to them, because that's what I think about it. It would be selfish for me to have a dog right now. I wouldn't be opposed to having a dog if there was somebody else to, help me take care of it. But yeah, no, I love all animals. Animals are the best to me because, I'm going to use more Makeup Revolution. They love absolutely unconditionally. They'll never abandon you. They'll never leave you because you have MS. Okay, that was a little snarky, but true. So that's why I have cats at the moment. Of course, if somebody came and dropped a puppy off on my doorstep, I don't know. No, please don't drop a puppy off at my doorstep. Use my Marc Jacobs, it's Marc Jacobs coconut finish line setting powder. Amanda says, I assume you have houseplants. Well, Amanda, I had a lot of houseplants. But see, I figured something out with houseplants. You need to water them. And these days, I'm really bad at certain things. And unfortunately, I was really bad at watering my beautiful houseplants. And henceforth, I admit, I'm a murderer. I have killed lots of houseplants. I really love them. I love flowers. I love houseplants. I try to keep up my garden in the spring, although in my neighborhood they throw their trash onto my garden, so it's hard to keep that. But yeah, I love houseplants. They're a living, beautiful thing. But I think I still have one left, and it's barely hanging on. It's screaming at me, help me. So the assumption would have been in the past. I did have houseplants. Not so much anymore. You know, of course, I'm going to forget a bunch of steps. Like I wanted to use my Pure Bronzer Selfie. You know how it is with me. I forget everything. See what I mean? Indecisive, can't decide. Scatterbrained. That should have been an assumption. Leanne is scatterbrained. Here's the question. Do I want to use this kit that I got from Ulta? Or do I want to use something else? You know what? Let's just, I don't know. I'll use a combination, if I remember. I'll use a combination of my Cover FX and this little palette that I got from Ulta in that kit. This is a really pretty bronzer, and I do really like their bronzer. That's a little bit warm tone for a contour, but who cares? I'm just going to go over it with the Cover FX one. I'm going to take this, like, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to take this shimmery bronzer thing here, and I'm just going to go all over. Yeah, that's pretty shimmery. That's pretty. Let's see what else we got here. Kathy was wonderful. She really pumped up my assumptions. She also said, I assume you're not very tall. Well, Kathy, yes, you are correct there. I am 5'1" and 3/4. I want that 3/4, let me tell you. Yeah, no, I don't come from a tall family. And I always say, that's okay, because good things come in little packages. I really like this blush, so I'm going to use this blush today. Another one is, I assume you're better at giving help than asking for help for yourself. Yeah, that's kind of my personality. I'm always willing to help people out as much as I possibly can with the time that I have. I always wish I could do more. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of just how I was born, how I was, you know, how it's ingrained in me. And I can tell you, I'm not good at asking for help. I will struggle with something until I'm purple in the face before I actually ask for help. I don't know why, but I find it so hard asking people to help me, because I feel guilty, because I always feel like, you know, I know how busy I am. I know, like, what, you know, my time is, and I have such little amounts of free time. And so I always feel like if I ask somebody for help with something, it's going to be a burden to them. And I don't want to be a burden. I also don't want somebody resenting me. Unfortunately, I feel like sometimes, let's put it this way, I will do things just to do them for somebody. But I won't expect anything back. I don't think you should do something expecting something in return. If you're gonna do something, just do it, or don't do it, because if you're gonna do it and expect something back, you're gonna get disappointed or angry. And so I do things just to do them. But I also feel if I ask for help, I feel obligated to do something back for the person, and I will feel so guilty if I can't. Or do you know what I mean? Or what if they ask me to do something in return and I can't, or it's beyond my ability, or time constraint, or whatever. I always feel I have this big guilt thing. I feel guilty for everything. I feel guilty for other people. So now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably has a lot to do with why I don't ask for help and why I have a hard time accepting help. I don't know if that's a healthy, probably not a healthy way of thinking or rationalizing things. I'm definitely not perfect. There's a lot that I can improve about myself, and I guess maybe that is one of them. Maybe people just do want to help and aren't going to expect anything in return, and that's on me. That's in my brain. That's something I have to work through. Here's the other part of my indecision. Don't want to use all of these cool new products that I got, which I want to use that Ulta kit. I don't know. Maybe I'll mix it up. I gotta put some lip balm on though. My lips are Hella dry. What the hey? Let me play with this kit. It's kind of cute. It comes in nice little, reminds me of Makeup Revolution actually. Kind of cute. I don't know, anyone else have those, feelings of, not being able to accept help and stuff like that? I don't know, me. I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Let's see what's next here. Clara says, I love you, Clara. I think you are a very loyal friend and you give more than you receive. I can tell that you're very caring and always put others' needs ahead of yourself. Kind of what Kathy said too. Try to be a loyal friend. Sometimes I think I fail in that category. Sometimes I think I disappoint people, and I hate that I disappoint people. I want to be a good friend, and I try to be a good friend, but I really don't. I know if somebody needs me, I will definitely be there, but I think I could do better. I don't know how my friends see me, but I'm hoping they know that if I am absent in their lives, it's not because of me wanting to be, it's because of me just trying to fulfill all the things that I need to fulfill and make everybody happy. I do want to make everybody happy. That's the conflicting part about it, is that I want to be liked, I want to make everyone happy, I want to be that friend that everyone knows that they can count on and not to fail them. Sometimes I don't think I do a really good enough job at it, and it eats away at me. There are so many things that I said that just eat away at me and make me feel bad because I want to do it all. I want to take care of everybody. I don't know. Thank you for assuming that, Clara. It's funny, these questions, now that I'm like, I read them and stuff, I mean, I thought it would be easy to talk about them, but it seems to be bringing up a lot of my self-doubt in who I am and who I want to be. I want to be so much of a better person, and I think that's a journey, not a one-stop shop that you just snap your fingers and you say, I'm this great person. But I know who I want to be for the people around me and who I want to be for myself, and I think that that's a process. But sometimes I don't like processes. I hate waiting for things. I can't even wait to open up my subscription boxes. Do you know what I mean? So I really want to be better at being better to the people around me as much as I possibly can. What else we got going on here? This is getting deep. I didn't think these questions were going to be that deep for me because they're pretty innocuous questions. But I'm like, maybe I'm analyzing that too much. I analyze, I overanalyze, and then I analyze again. I couldn't even decide what makeup to pull out today. I assume you study chemistry in school. I also assume that you can sing, and one more thing, I assume that you have a hard time saying no. Love you. Love you too. Well, I think we kind of discussed that one too. I didn't study chemistry in school, believe it or not. I didn't like my chemistry teacher. She wasn't very good. I enjoy chemistry and science much more now. English was one of my favorite subjects. The only science that I truly loved and actually thought about becoming a geologist was geology. Geology was the most fascinating science to me. I loved it. But when I got to college, I wanted to follow in my sister's footsteps, and so I studied music and theater and education, and I minored in English because I love the English language. I love to write. I'm a grammar nut, as you've probably learned. And so, yeah, no, I didn't study chemistry in school. I am very much into it now. Physics and chemistry fascinate me. How and why things work, especially when it comes to skincare, and now that I'm so into it and I've educated myself regarding so many things about it, I do find it fascinating. I said, and having chemistry teachers at your beck and call is also extremely helpful. Barbara says, I assume your home is a bit messy most times. I hope you did not take my assumption as mean. I love is you no matter. No, I do not take it badly. Barbara, I can say my home is not a little bit messy. It's a lot of bit messy. For me, certain things take priority, like working. And I said I do consider this a job too, because now that I'm getting paid, anything I get paid to do is a job to me. So I take this as my fourth job, and I take it very, very seriously, and I put as much effort into YouTube as I do my other jobs. So this has become a priority for me because you guys are enabling me to get paid, so you deserve the best content that I can put out. So with all of my jobs and everything else, my home is a lot a bit messy. The dust bunnies are complaining. The dust bunnies are multiplying. And you also have to prioritize things like, you know, I'm not home all day. I can't do like that deep clean and keep everything spotless. I do the best I can. I take care of the necessity things like cleaning the bathroom and cleaning the kitchen and getting my laundry done. Of course, after I get it done and I fold it, it's kind of in piles around my room. But aside from that, you know, I take care of the necessities. And the other stuff, when I have time to get it done, the dust bunnies will go away. But it's hard. And also with my illness, I get really tired. And like, for example, as I explained in other things, like when I do tasks like vacuuming, it vibrates my body, and then I have to rest for a good half an hour. Scrubbing the tub will leave me absolutely shot and exhausted, and I have to rest. And so, again, I have to take my health into consideration. And if people come over and they say, well, you have a messy house, I'll say, yep, I do. But, oh well, it's more things to me in life than having a perfectly clean and spotless house. My house is lived in. My house is enjoyed. My house is what it is. And what I love it to be that picture perfect house that you see on TV, or that I'm sure many of you have. I probably would, but it would probably take a maid and a lot of help to get there. And since we know that's not going to happen, it kind of is what it is. Again, I try to take things, I say, here's this and here's this. What do I have to get done? And, you know, that's how I choose. I have to try these new Butter London eye glazes. They're just so beautiful. It's so squishy. It's like a little putty. Oh lordy, that's pretty. Let's see, what else? I assume you are a very kind and giving person. That's from Patricia. Love you, girlfriend. Love you too, Patricia. It's amazing you guys have all of these assumptions of me. And they're such beautiful assumptions. I love that you guys see me as that. And that means so much to me. Like, you view me as such a good person. That could actually make me cry, to be honest with you, because you guys are so amazing. Don't know what I would do without all of you. As I said, Patricia, I really do try my best. I try my best to be the best person I can be, and I hope I don't fail many people. I hope that I can live up to your expectations of me, the person that you think I am and that I want to be. I want to be all those things. I want to be as giving as I can in all ways that I can. And I hope that somehow I'm succeeding at it. This is an interesting one, and I'm curious, Esther, what made you think this? Maybe it is my caution with the ingredients, but she says, I assume you eat very clean and healthy. That's an interesting assumption. I kind of don't eat much at all. I always find myself forgetting to eat, to be honest with you. I don't eat a lot of meat, really small portions. I definitely do. I am concerned about the ingredients I'm putting in my body, but I'm also not one of those who denies myself things. If I want a donut, I'm gonna have a freaking donut. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe in these extreme all or nothing diets. I know we need our nutrients, and I try to eat a lot of vegetables. I do love raw vegetables, and I won't munch on those. I said, but I'm also not going to deny myself something, because life is freaking short not to have a donut. So while I do my best to eat healthy and everything like that, I'm definitely not an extremist by any means. A lot of times, I have to eat on the run, like when I go from one job to the other, like after school, sometimes I'll just have to stop and get like a slice of pizza because I gotta eat something, since it'll be like, a 15-hour day. And I could probably grab a salad and stuff, but I don't have time to like sit down and eat it. I go from one job, I pick up a slice of pizza, I eat it in the car on the way to my other job. Do you know what I mean? So it's difficult. I do want to be better, but for now, I do what I can. Aww. Tammy Collins just says, love you, Leanne. Well, I love you too, Tammy. Thank you. Nancy says, you are a caring person. You're a caring person and love life. Oh, I absolutely love life, Nancy. That is for sure. I've learned the hard way that life is really freaking short. It's fleeting. We don't have a lot of time here on this earth, and I'm going to enjoy as much as I can of it in any way that I can. It may not always be enjoyable, it may not always be the best, because that is just how it is, but I absolutely love the fact that I'm here, that I'm still healthy enough to do the things that I do, that every single day I wake up, it's a new opportunity to do something good, to do something better, to be the best person that I can try to be. As I said, I don't always succeed, but I try, and I hope, I pray that that is somehow true. Lacey says, you love your fur babies more than makeup and skincare. I love my fur babies more than anything. I chose my fur babies over my ex-boyfriend, who gave me the ultimatum of getting rid of 2 of my fur babies, or we couldn't live together. Guess what I chose? So of course, I love makeup. It brings such joy to my life. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel happy, but it isn't an inanimate object. Can only love inanimate objects so much. My fur babies are living, breathing, God created blessings in my life, so I absolutely love them way more than my skincare and makeup. I don't know, it might be my kitty's coffee than skincare and makeup, I'm not sure. Sammy says, I assume you do for others before you do for yourself. You guys are like the most amazing people like on this planet. Kind of the same thing. Like, my parents come before me, my parents need money, I give it to them first, of course, before myself. I feel like I have to now live up to these expectations that you guys have of me and these assumptions. And I always want to be better, I always want to do better, I always want to be, I said, the best person that I could possibly be. So, I hope that's the case. Michelle says, I assume you hate leaving home without makeup. Yep. Yes, Michelle, you have assumed absolutely correctly. I like my makeup. I like to feel good. I think my makeup makes me feel complete. It makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel pretty. Have I gone out without makeup? Very rarely. If I needed to, in an emergency, run out of the house, yes, I am going to run out without makeup. But I always go out with something. Even if I'm running to the store, I'm going to put a BB cream on and some lip gloss and maybe some mascara. And I feel like I have to cover like the discoloration of my eyelids or maybe under eye circles, you know what I mean? I don't like face tremendously without makeup. So, yes, yes, your assumption is correct. I don't know if that's wrong. I don't know if people judge me, but I think that would be on them. Marcy says, I assume that most of your friends come to you for advice. It's kind of true, I think. And I'm always flattered that people trust me enough to come to me for advice. They definitely come to me for makeup advice, and I think they sometimes come to me for other advice on things too. Love that they trust me that much and that they value my opinion and my input. And I'll always give the best and honest answer that I possibly can. Just hope I don't ever give bad advice. But I definitely try to do my very, very best. Man, this blue is pretty on its own, isn't it? This is the Lorac mascara, the Royal Treatment. Kinda like it. I know I've used it before, but... Deb says, I assume that you are very sentimental and you cherish the small things that people do for you rather than the big, elaborate type of gestures. Abso-freaking-lutely. The little tiny things in life, the daily little things, are the most special and important to me. I love big gestures, and I am grateful that somebody would do that for me. But like the little things, I mean, I could name so very many of the little things, and the fact that, and it's like when people just stop and think of you, it's like amazing that they were out somewhere or they just saw something, even if it didn't cost anything. They saw something and they thought of you and they did something, or they sent you something because they knew you would like it, or they bought you your favorite piece of candy because they just happened to be in the store and they said, oh, Leanne would like this. Those are the little things, and the little things mean so very much to me. It's amazing to be thought of by someone, be on someone's mind. I like doing that too. Like if I'm out somewhere and I'm like, oh my goodness, this person would love this, or you know, something makes me think of someone. I think that's like so precious and so special. Because honestly, you know what's really scary? The fact that I'm the baby of the family, the fact that I haven't had a boyfriend in 6 years, going on 6 years. The fact that the prospect of my being alone for the rest of my life is a very, very high possibility. And, you know, in the end, I'm going to be all alone. And so, knowing that someone is thinking of me for the little things means that in my old age, I may not be completely alone. Being completely alone scares the bejeebies out of me. And I said, yeah. So knowing that someone is thinking of you in the small ways means that you're in someone's mind, that you're relevant to them, that you mean something. I wanna mean something to somebody. And so the little things shows that you do mean something to somebody. So I think that's why they are incredibly special. Again, so are the big gestures too. Like, you know, my friend Kara is so generous to me in the things that she gives me because she's able to do it, and they are beautiful and special, and I treasure them and I love her. Not for the big gestures, just because of the beautiful heart and soul that she has, but yeah, the little things too. It's the little things in life. Boy, I'm getting deep. Christy Geller says, I think you have mastered trying to look on the bright side of things. Yes, I have. And it was not an easy road nor an easy process. It took many years of self-reflection and looking into things and the realization of what life throws at you, and the difference between mountains and molehills. And in all aspects of my life, I'm going to make the best out of something. Even with my makeup products, I try to make them work to the best of my abilities. So that's even looking on the bright side of things. Like, okay, this product sucks. Well, how can I make it not suck? Do you know what I mean? So, hold on, cramp in the leg. Looking on the bright side of things is a daily part of my life. It's what keeps me sane. It's what keeps me grounded. It keeps me realizing that this may not be the end-all be-all, and it's not going to ruin my day, and it's not going to ruin my life. And that's a very hard thing to do. Not everybody can do it, but if you can, I highly suggest that you try your best, because I said, in the grand scheme of things, we have this one life, and we want to live it to the best of our ability, the best way we can on the daily. That was a good one. Let's get some highlight on this face, because you know my life is not complete without highlight. I'm going to mix these two from the Cover FX palette. To me, these are very subtle highlights, and you know I like a blingy, blingy, blingy highlight. But I think for most people, these highlights are just perfect. I think the brush that you use can either intensify, oh, there we go, can really either intensify or bring it down. And ooh, I just added that brightening powder on top. Hello. That works. It's going to add this finishing powder. This finishing powder has a bit of luminescence to it and a tiny bit of glitter, whereas my Milani is a lot more subtle, but I like it. Before I do my lipstick, I'm just going to spray my face, and then I have one more question I'm going to get into. Well, that was a lot. You know you've added too much spray when it drips down your nose. But that is okay. Alright, before I'm trying to pick out a lipstick color here, what do I want to use? I think I'm just going to use my Buxom. It'd be pretty. This question is, you'd rather spend the evening with your kitties than go out for drinks? And that's from Rachel. Rachel, you were so correct. Although I don't really have time to go out for drinks, I don't like to be, I'm being perfectly honest, I don't like going out very much because I never know how I'm going to feel. I'm always afraid of not feeling well when I'm out. And I'm always so exhausted. When I come home from work, there's not a snowball's chance that I am going to get my butt up and out of the house. If I come home, I'm done. I love my friends who invite me out for things. But again, I never know how many spoons I'm going to have when I wake up in the morning, so I never know how I'm going to feel. And it terrifies me that I'm going to not feel well while I'm out and not being able to do anything about it and not being home. So I love nothing more than coming home and spending time with my kitties and just being home. Part of me wants to have more of a social life, and I want to go out. I want to meet someone. I want to have someone in my life. But I'm so tired all the time, and so I really just kind of want to stay home. So that is the end of the questions, and that is the end of my look. I think it came out really pretty. I liked everything I played with. Of course, I love my makeup, so, you know. I do want to thank all of you guys who left me the assumptions. You're all amazing. You're all special. You're all just fabulous, wonderful people. I had no mean assumptions about me. Do you guys think that highly of me? Thank you so very much. I totally appreciate that. And if I can make an assumption about you, you're all amazing. That's my assumption about you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, doing my makeup. I hope you were doing your makeup too while you were listening to this. And I hope, of course, whatever part of the world you're in and around, that you're having a fabulous day. I hope you have a fabulous week coming up. I love you, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.